I can tell you the evolution in me. I was born in 1981, and I never liked horror films. I didn't want to watch Child's Play. Sometimes I would see a little bit by mistake, like the kid talking to the doll, and I couldn't sleep for probably a year. I never saw, like the guy that comes from the nightmares, Freddy Krueger, none of that. Never, never. I never saw any Halloween. And I guess, yes, around my 30s, I started being like, what are these movies about? And you know what I think it is? I think everything in this country in TV is so violent. I don't know if you've noticed, but me and Gwendolyn talk about it all the time. Like you can't see a show anymore, any show, even funny movies now, comedies have guns, explosions, and I think if something happened to your nervous system where you crave like something else. I don't even know how to explain it, but I can see the change in myself. Also, I feel like the horrors that we're living and that we're seeing, everything is so scary, right? Like you don't know the climate change and everything that is happening is so, we live in such dire times that I guess I read something about people watch these films and sometimes somehow it soothes them. There is an explanation for it, but I don't remember and I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. And I feel that way myself. Somehow watching those films now, I never watched horror films, and now I am very interested in my late 30s and my early 40s. I'm now 44. I watched like all these the Substance. I watched it. I watched Sinners. I watched the one with the kids, Weapons. Weapons? I love that one. I went to the movie theater by myself to watch Weapons because I was so curious of a movie called Weapons that had to do with children that disappear. And I was like, what happens in this country? I need to see this film. And horror films, I started watching the old ones and I was like, oh my God, this is not scary at all. Because now my brain has been, I watch Freddy Krueger. I'm like, this is so stupid. I can tell that this is all makeup. I watch Chucky and I'm like, oh my God, how did I not watch this when I was little? This is so stupid. Because now everything is so real, right? And so scary. And what I can tell you is that I started watching the old ones and I would not finish them because they were not scary at all. And the new ones, they're making them very smart, right? The Substance is about aging and people trying to be pretty and wanting to not age. And I think it's so smart and so good, and it was really well done. Amazing. Weapons, all these movies, Sinners, they're talking about, it's not like before, maybe it is like before, and I don't understand it, but Sinners about racism. And I feel like that's what people like. It's horror, but it's not horror just for the sake of horror. Like, when you see Child's Play, you're like, well, there's a doll, it's possessed by the devil. What's the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point? There's not really like a point, like, you know. But now when they do these horror movies, they are drawing parallels with like the horror of racism, of the horror of like having Botox so much that your face, where is your face? You don't look like yourself anymore. And with Weapons, it's like the horror of like these kids and how you basically erase their innocence by the way you treat them. I mean, it's Weapons is something. And which what's happening now with the Epstein files, like I was like, wow. And they make it look that it's about something else. It's so smart. I just think it's so smart. So horror films are not the same. The ones done now are so good.